Rafael Leao! Rafael Leao! Let's go! Let's go! This is for Rafael Leao. Grande Leao.
My God. Wow. Cialanoli. Kasi Donnarumma.
Ciao a tutti e benvenuto RossonARI. This is your boy Ari and you're watching RossonARI TV. Milan 2, Benevento 0. Grande ragazzi! Stefano Pioli made 4 changes to the squad from that dramatic win against Lazio. Theo Hernandez made way for Diogo Dalot after his heroics versus Lazio. Simon Kjaer, to the amazement of all Milanisti, returned for the first time after November. Salamakers and Krunic were replaced by Brahim Diaz and Frank the Tank, who was back from suspension. Benevento's keeper has the most clean sheets in the league going into this game. And the last 2 times we played against them in the Gattuso era, well, let's just not go there. In the first half, Benevento were playing a much more fluid style of football and had much more confidence in them. And even though Kessie put us in front after that red card to Tonali, that first half was barely watchable. But we made it through to 45 minutes without conceding, and we were hoping for a stellar halftime talk by Mr. Stefano Pioli, and boy oh boy did he deliver. My man of the match today goes to Gigio Donnarumma and that whole damn defensive line.
Right at the start of it. Gianluca Caprari.
Yes! Gigio Donnarumma! Yes! Yes!
Lifeline.
Let's go!
Milan still lead 2-0.
Absolutely phenomenal saves made by Gigio tonight. He goes in the air just as quick as he comes to the ground. Incredibile Gigio. And what a blessing it is to have Simon Kjaer back in La Squadra. Kjaer is a wall that never seems to lose focus. He might have been a little rusty after his injury, but what a difference he makes in this defensive line. He is so calm and composed, and at the same time, so ruthless. And Capitano was just as good, if not better. In games like these where you're being attacked from all corners, it is the leadership in the defense that is supposed to keep the line intact and in control, and make sure that the defense is united to avoid any fires. Grande Capitano! Signore Signori, the discipline showed today by the ragazzi was extraordinary. The concentration they showed throughout the game and the bravery it takes to put your bodies on the line to block 13 shots on point-blank range was absolutely thrilling to watch. Bravissimi ragazzi! My cousin Davide Calabria, Diogo Dalot, Pierre Kalulu, everyone did their job. Milan played a lot better in the second half. Defensively speaking, we were a unit. And even Andrea Conti put in a great shift with that outstanding diving interception at the 90th minute. It's a shame that this boy is cursed with so many injuries since the time he's arrived from Atalanta. Signore Signori, a quick word about BN, ESPN, and Premier Sports commentators. I understand that you grew up with Arrigo Sacchi, Fabio Capello, and Carlo Ancelotti's Milan destroying the teams you support and go to the zenith of European glory. And now that the RossonARI is slowly rising back up, you do not have to show how butthurt you are in your commentating. It is your freaking job. Do it professionally. Stop being biased and for God's sake, pronounce those names correctly. It's Ante Rebic, not Ante Rebic.
Tonali.
Bang on the knee. Quality he's got from fullback.
Let's talk about the midfield. Tonali's red card was pure stupidity born out of frustration. He had lost the ball a couple times, had been dribbled past on at least 2 separate occasions, and didn't really have any real impact on the game for the first 33 minutes. That said, read this tweet. We need to give the young blood his due time. He has more than enough potential to develop into a superstar for AC Milan.
It's
Francesi.
But Milan in
Francesi! Francesi! Let's go! Andiamo ragazzi!
from the spot.
Andiamo!
Frank the Tank, it is so essential to have Il Presidente at least in the absence of Ismail Benacer. That was a beautifully struck penalty. Waited calmly and beat the keeper, and even if the keeper had jumped on the right side, it was almost impossible to save. Grande Frank! To win a title, you have to win games where you play badly sometimes. Benevento was likely better organized and more effective all night, but ultimately got undone by bad luck and a moment of individual brilliance from Rafael Leao. That was one hell of a result after a full hour played by only 10 men. Rafael Leao, what a finish, young lad, went completely against the run of play and when we desperately needed that cushion to hold on to. We have to also admire Leao's defensive work rate today. Padre Pioli is doing an excellent job in convincing this guy to let go of his procrastination. You could clearly see the impact this guy made, adding to the press and helping out Calabria on that right side throughout the game. Look at that smile, signore signori. That reminds me of the beautiful smile of Ronaldinho, which he used to put on his face while managing the most intense of gameplays. Bellissimo Leao. Hakan, Rebic and Casti also did their jobs, and I especially like how these players add to the Pioli press and never show signs of laziness on the field. Both Hakan and Rebic could have had goals today, but hey, no regrets. On to Juventus. A quick mention about Super Pippo Inzaghi. It was absolutely lovely to see him on the sideline. It's going to be even more lovely when we see him at the San Siro. Benevento actually play pretty decent football. They only really lack in that final third. Pippo after the match also said that he's going to be supporting Milan on Wednesday against Juventus, which is all the more heartwarming to watch. Grande Pippo, what a man, what a coach. Speaking of coaches, Stefano Pioli's beautiful bald head was on it once again and made some very effective changes to win us this game tonight. Today. Even though Krunic conceded that penalty and is borderline shit, we absolutely needed that substitute with Diaz right after that Tonali red card. His halftime substitutes were also very effective. We were getting torched in the aftermath of Tonali's red card, but the second half was a completely different story. Milanisti, I hope you enjoyed this RossonARI review. We are looking for creative individuals like you to join us at RossonARI TV. If you're interested, DM us on Twitter or email rossonarimedia@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe and comment below unless you're an Inter fan. In that case, mind that 1 point gap, son. Grande ragazzi, ciao tutti e forza Milan!